All right, good evening. We are playing the Enchantress this evening. So to add to our custom solo games, and we still have the Bard up there, huh? Okay, so let's clean that off. Clean that off and get ready for the Enchantress, who has no quest at the moment. Ready? And we got our solo scores here, and of course everything is 0. So we got the Enchantress set up. You'll see the map right there. Um, I took the liberty of just setting up to sort of expedite a little bit. So you can see the map. We're going to start at the inn. We are going to be the gray, the wizard, because she's very gray. So I figured that would be a good one. And she effectively dumps into the cliff and then the borderland. It's a little dicier beyond there, but she does have access to the cavern if she needs it. Um, she has quick access to the house, so I think that's probably great for certain quests. And so we'll just see. We'll see where her cards take her. But yeah, my guess is you hit the cliff, you hit the borderland, and then you sort of have to wend your way through the borderland to hit the rest of the map. Um, Spells, we took Summon Animal, so that's going to be her mainstay. Torchbearer, so she does get an extra move in caves. And then Warp Wood, and this is a little bit of a lark. I don't know that I'll get much use of Warp Wood, but since she hates the Lancers, I figured that would be a fun one. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily sure. I'm not necessarily sure because I don't think the Lancers have a non attacking side. Yeah, so unfortunately, I actually don't think it does us any good. Um, but you can use it against spear goblins, wood folk. I'll have to figure out if there's any use against the Lancers. Do I want to write that in at some point or not? But for now, we're good to go. And what we need, though, is we need some quest cards, which we've not yet shuffled through. So we'll shuffle. So we get 1, 2, and 3. Arsonist, big game, and locate the pool. Well, okay. Uh, so any of those? To actually commit the vandalism, she would have to go to the Order or the Lancers. Otherwise, otherwise she rolls a dwelling. Big game. Keep in mind she's not super fighty, and her summons are not necessarily super fighty either. However, she is super close to the ghosts. So maybe, just maybe, she picks medium and goes and fights the ghosts. It's probably the easiest way to complete that. For arson, she would have to pick petty revenge, retribution, or nefarious plot. She'd have to roll for a random dwelling. Um, I think she's just going to go with the plot. And she has to roll a dwelling. So where is we need the quest tables here. And some dice. So let's roll our dwelling and see where we have to turn in the evidence. The small campfire. So, okay, those are the rougher ones simply because you have to find the small campfire. And the nice thing about our Enchantress is, much living up to her name, she has an easy time enchanting tiles because she is a source of gray magic. And so she literally has to just fatigue a single asterisk of magic and she's going to pop a tile. So she could easily switch these gates around. So she has quick access to, say, three woods tiles here. So that's not the worst to find the small camp. I suppose she'll keep it. So she is a source of gray, and she does not have a spell X requirement. So literally, every single spell phase, she is potentially, all she has to do is fatigue that one ritual chit, and she pops a tile. So she should enchant everything she needs to enchant ever. She should use the woods for sure. Right? She should totally be enchanting all the woods tiles to open these 5/4s up. And make her way easier through the realm. So I suppose I'll keep these quests. And now what we want is to see, well, what are the Uber events here? The first is the Lost Warlock. So the Warlock is going to appear. So we'll drag him down. The King's Soldiers and Amazing Weather, which I toss for solo games because I don't want. When I was scoring them, I wanted everybody to have the same number of phases to deal with. And a Young Knight. So we do need a knight. There we go. So let's find where the warlock is lost. That's a weird statement, but let's do that. 5-3. So it looks like the crag. So the crag 3. And let's find the crag here. Crag's rough, just because it's hard to navigate. So he's way up here. And then the young knight will stand vigil. 9, Mountain 1. And he is not going to like the Enchantress at all. So we will have to deal with him if we happen to go, oh my god, he's at the peak of the mountain. Sort of cool. And then the King's Soldiers. The King's Soldiers means that, I thought I killed that. I thought I killed, nope, no. New. Configuration controls. Reset view. I want that gone. Okay. So the King's Soldiers, if you see here, we turn over any medium or heavy weapon or any piece of armor at all, kill a member of the Bashkar Lancers, Rogues, or Woodfolk, or donate a large treasure. So we can get up to 3 points off of that. And if I turn big game in, I can get a piece of treasure. not a piece of treasure, a piece of armor, because big game, the reward is a piece of armor. So I could take, say, a light chest plate or some such, take it down to the soldiers, and then pop pop that to turn that into the soldiers there. So and then so 4 to 5 to sort of Wendar. Well, we don't even need to go up if you think about it. Like, we don't need to face these guys here. We can face them right here and then just walk to the soldiers. So I think that is the plan. So given all those things, my plan would be we're going to go here. We're going to let the ghosts come to us. Now we're going to take the ghosts out. We need to take them out with a summon because we don't have really any good way to do that. Although we do have, what, an L4. Yeah, we're super slow on the dagger draw here. So we can't auto-hit a ghost in any case. So we kill the ghosts. That is our big game. And then we walk down here, turn it in, get the victory point for big game, get the armor piece, turn the armor piece into the king's soldiers for their victory point. So we can probably get 2 points easy early on week 1. I think that's the plan. In the meantime, I'm liking that campfire a lot less all of a sudden. Yeah, I think in the meantime, we're going to turn this in. So I think we're just dumping this. And we'll take, Deep Diver. Well, on a good note, it perfectly segs into... So before the game starts, we will deep dive here. So it segs in with Find the Pool, but now 2 of our points are tied up at the pool. Because we have to locate the pool and then get treasure from the pool. So the Enchantress is going to be a hit and runner for sure. She has an L2 to get away. So let's see how this goes. I think we're ready. I think we are ready. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to write a move. I don't specifically feel we don't have cameras set up, so that's sure. That'll be camera 1. We'll do camera 5 there, camera 6 there, and camera 4. So what we're going to do, we don't care about the rogues, really. We wouldn't mind the company, frankly. There are 2 ghosts, so we can't go in unhidden. Like, that's just not going to fly. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go to... I think I'm going to hide once, move to cliff 5. So we're going to hide once. We're going to move to cliff 5. We will search twice, try to find that secret path. And that's that. So let's get a monster roll. Put this die up here. We get a 3, so goblins on day 1. And our dice aren't big enough. Always do bigger dice. And let's roll to be hidden. We are hidden. We get right to there. And now we're going to search 2 times. We're peering, by the way. And we fail both times. So what is here? Bats and Slither 6. So I call these dead tiles. They're not really dead, but they're not doing me any good. There's no treasure there. There's no locations of note. So we just need to... we're going to hide and move. Into the valley. So day 2. And we're going to get a monster roll. for day 2. And it is Serpents and Demons. And just East Paladin recommended that I show the character. So this is some nice art here by Agnes Toth. I don't know when these were drawn. These cards are all relatively old. They're originally from Realmspeak, of course, copy, ripped from Realmspeak effectively. It's a very, very cool picture, by the way, with her super long fingernails and almost vaguely Medusa-like hair, but she has horns here and so on. So a very, very cool looking character, very stylized, for certain. So we get Serpents and Demons, and then we're going to head here. And really what it comes down to is, are we hidden or are we not hidden? And we are hidden. That's good because the ghosts are going to prowl. So the ghosts are going to prowl. Now we have them here. Now I don't have animals made up, so that's a little depressing. I should have made the animal chits for this because the bear is, the bear, the serpent, they're all, the bat, the wolves I think are different too. Like everything's slightly off except for the bat. So sucks a little bit. That's my fault. I'll have to think it next time. So we are going to, we are hidden, and we are going to cast Summon Animal. Now we're a source of gold or gray magic, so we don't have to fatigue any color because we are color. And now we're going to roll on the Summon Animal table. We get a 3, which really means a 3, 4, 5, or 6. Well, I say we're going to take a bat. So that's actually easy. We're going to take a bat. So not because that's the only one that's exact to, or not because it's the only one that is that. I mean, maybe a little bit. So the bat's going to appear. We're going to draw a guy from, we're going to deploy immediately. We're lure immediately as we're allowed. He stays put. And doesn't flip. So though we hit at the same time, the bat's faster attack breaks the tie because they're both tooth and claw, so both 0. But the bat has the fastest attack here, and so he's going to kill him like that. And now this guy comes onto the bat sheet. Round 2. Round 2, 6, so he drops to the bottom. And if he flips, well, this combat might last. Oh, he does flip. So now we got an issue. And that issue is, well, we all missed. So, believe it or not, she's going to jump into the fray here. And we're still have him on the bat sheet, but we're going to increase our chance to 2/3. We might as well have done that last time. 3, so 1 and 2 switch. Does he flip? He does not flip. So, these guys, he hits the bat for light damage, but that's not enough to kill. The bat's heavy. And then we stab him dead like that. So, do summons count? So I do recall, I mean, I'm trying to play better by the rules, and so the getting killed with your followers doesn't give you the extra day. Doesn't give you the increase. That's a great question. Does it have to be you that kills them? Yeah, I'm going to say that summons count as you just because for now. So we'll put the bat right there. We're going to get 6 prowess for killing the ghosts. The ghosts go into the graveyard. I mean, as they do. And we have big game at least settled. We don't have it quite completed yet, but it is settled as soon as we get to a dwelling. So that is our day 2. Day 3, I think we're going to go get to a dwelling. Do we dislike the soldiers in any meaningful way? No. So 1, 2, 3. I do think we'll hide. There's no reason not to hide. Move, and move to the house. And we should turn in at that point big game. And we're going to pledge to the soldiers, the king's soldiers. It doesn't say to do a trade. But it doesn't say to do a trade. And so, in theory, we'll score 2 points at that juncture. So on day 3, we do have a monster roll upcoming, though I don't think it will matter. It might matter if someone shows up. We go 1, 2, 3. We're gonna hide. We do. So there you go. We turn in big game. We get a piece of armor, which we then turn into the soldiers, and we score king's soldiers. So we've scored 2 points, and we got our first 2 points on day 3. So that's pretty good, actually. At the end of the day, we will pop this, and we get a dig site in the ruin. Where is the ruin? The ruin is here. It's a bit of a ways. Dig site. So let's roll for our site. Our site is going to be in 5. So we're going to take one of our attention chits and we're going to put it in Ruins 5, right there. And there you go. Can we get there? I mean, of course we can get there. I'm just saying, like, what's it going to take to get there? Could either go here, then pop down into 4 in the Borderlands, and then into the woods here, and then switch it. And then we're on the other side here of the Borderlands. Could do that, and that is effectively 1, 2-ish days to 3 days, 4 days. The other option is to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days. 3-ish, 4-ish days. Yeah, so I don't know that it's really matters, to be quite honest with you. So, all right. Let's write day 4. We're going to hide, rest, hide again, move, BL1. That's really what we're going to do, and we're done. So let's get a monster roll. We have to be careful. She's not goblins. We really don't want goblins heading to the borderland. But we got them. And so she walks here, and she's going to hide. So we do get 2 hides. And she makes the first one, so she's done. She rests this chit, and then we're going to see what's in the borderlands. So it's ruins. Well, there's goblins for you, and the lost city. So all manner of possible danger and splendor reach us. So we have Roar in 4, Cairns in 5, Patter 2. So lots of spiders, but that's goblins also. Vault and the Horde. So a lot of shit here. 3 treasure sites. Ruins and Patter are going to draw. Ruins, unfortunately, directly on top of us. Patter is going to be here. And that is our day. Not super jazzed about that day. Now, the nice thing, the funny thing is, for these goblins here in Clearing 2, we do have Warp Wood. So one cast a Warp Wood, and these guys are stuck. And she could kill them sort of at will. So that is a quick 21 prowess for her, really. The axes totally made them stainless steel the entire way through. It does make it dangerous to dither here, though. And though you would love to loot the Horde, and you would love to loot the cairn, it's just very difficult to sit here because at any point in time you could get the sword goblins too, and you literally have 18 of them on you. One more 3, and you've got 18 goblins sitting on you right away. So it might behoove us to not dink around. But but as I go down here in the corner of my can, it might drag us up here. I mean, there's it's not. There's no guarantee she gets 21 points. She could get a lot fewer points, but she could go here. She could cast Warp Wood because none of these guys are fast enough. She could cast a summon and effectively at her leisure kill as many of these guys as she possibly can before she stalemates, and then take the northern passage to the Oak Woods across the base of the mountain here. That is opposed to going through the caves, because probably you're probably gonna hide and move, because if you, well, are you? That's a great question. You probably are, because the problem is on a dragon roll, you're getting dragons in both of these. And if you go here and have to run, you're stuck between caverns. If you go here and have to run, you're stuck. So she needs to not have to run, effectively. She can run from goblins. Keep that in mind. She has a move L2. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, and try to get through and out as quickly as possible. So I'm going to move to 3. And the reason I'm doing that, so it's interesting, we've been conversing a little bit about, the rules and how the rules engage with beginners. And from what I've noticed, it's people don't know when to hide. So they don't hide and they die a few times. Then they hide all the time. Every move is a hide move, hide, move, whatever. And then finally you get to the point where you understand enough where you go, oh, yeah, I don't necessarily need to hide now, or I don't want to hide. In this case, the reason I don't want to hide is I don't want to get stuck here. The reason I'm not hiding, even though it sounds like it'd be a bad idea, is let's say I don't hide and I end up here. And I roll a 3. That's the worst possible roll, because now I get these goblins, and the sword goblins come off the board. They all come here. But since I rolled a 3 and not a 1, this clearing at least will be empty. And so I can run back into this clearing safely. If I go here, even and hide, great. But if I roll dragons, I'll have dragons here and here. And so I'm going to be in a very, very precarious position. If I fail to hide and end up, say, here, then I'm going to have to run this way into another thing of dragons because I rolled a 1. And if I go here and fail, hide and fail, and dragons pop up, then I'm in a precarious position stuck between clearings. So what I'm trying to do is trying to put one empty clearing between me and these goblins here. So my choice is move, move. My roll is a 5, so we're going to get the cairn to pop, but nothing else. And I move, move. And the cairns pops the tremendous spider who jealously guards her treasures. So now what? Well, okay. I think on day 5, we are going to hide, 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 and then we're going to move into the goblins. We don't really need to hide. We can cast because this chit right here ensures that I can cast on these goblins. But in case something else also happens, so for instance, in case we roll another 5 and this spider happens to be wandering, I want the option to engage or not engage. So I'm going to hide 3 times on day 5. It's a little bit wasteful, but I want to be hidden when I go in there and take these guys out. And we get giants and trolls. So the tremendous troll is going to appear, and I think maybe trolls down here in Roar. So this place is a death hex for sure. And we do hide, and we end up here. And so the vault pops this guy, and I think Roar in caves pops these guys. So this is quite the little spot here. And then tonight we have a battle. So none of these guys are on my sheet. And because none of them are on my sheet, I'm going to cast, using this slow chit, I'm going to cast Warpwood on the clearing. No bow, crossbow, staff, spear, or pike can be played on its alerted side. Denizens with these weapons, I have natives, but I've, turned to their non-attacking side and cannot change tactics. So they are stuck here with rotted spears. They do, the target is the clearing. I'm not sure if that counts for ambush or not. We'll see if I can stay ambushed. I do not, so they're all going to appear on my sheet. So we're putting them on our sheet, and that's cool. It just means we have to cast with this. So we're going to cast Summon with this, with a 3. They're on our sheet. We're going to roll 2 dice for the Summon. We get a 4. So 4 is 4, 5, or 6. And certainly the best one to pick in this case is the Bat, which immediately lures one of these guys. And we can't play a fight this time. We don't have to play a move, so we're not gonna. Let's see what the Bat does to his dude right there. He should undercut him, right? So he goes down here. He should kill every round. We can't change tactics, so he's stuck. And the Bat does medium damage and eats this guy. So that's 1. These guys don't attack. They all hit me with nothing because I'm playing no move. So, sure, I'll just drag another one off just because, for giggles. I mean, in this case, there is barely a reason to play this out. This either takes 6 rounds or less than 6 rounds. Because the Bat is guaranteed. So this guy stays put, in which case we're going to kill him. These guys switch. They swap, but we are going to intercept him and kill him. And then the bat, we don't even have to roll, is going to undercut and kill him because he can't change tactics. So to that end, I am not going to play out this entire combat. I'm just going to tell you that because I can play the bat on this side all day. And then one thing to note is theoretically she can fly next turn if she wants to on the bat. I don't know that I will, but she could. So that's going to be 21 prowess. That's the easiest 21 prowess any character will ever make. I mean, that's not true. There's 1,000 times like the Berserker and the White Knight and so on have made easy prowess. She gets 21. She kills all the goblins. The bat is her buddy. Would it behoove her to fly or not? I mean, she could just fly to the ruin. And that would save her quite a bit of finagling to dig with this. She could just go 1-2 and be there, done. The other thing you could do is go 1, 2, 3, and then you either end up here, in which case you can walk just to the ruin, just like that, and be where you would be anyway. Or you can go in here on a 50-50 chance, and then you go on the correct side of this secret path here. So I think she's going to keep the bat around. So she has turned in big game, by the way, so we will discard that card. And she has 2 fatigued chits, but she's not super worried about it. She's going to pop. I think she's going to. I mean, hell, you could fly here and you have a decent enough chance. Now, the decent enough chance to get here. You could roll a 1 and it'd be, a days to get there. Keeping in mind, she also has to try to find the damn pool. I think she's just going to, man, gosh darn it. Now that I say it, it sounds awesome. But if we go grab the Warlock, you're killing, at the very best, you're killing a day. If not 2 days, if not 3 days, right? Because this might be 1, 2, 3 days. So you could waste 3 days for that point, potentially. You could waste 1 day for that point. So it's 1 to 3 days based on what you roll. But it's probably something closer to 2 days. It's probably a lot more 2 days than it is because if you end up here, it's a day. If you end up in 2, right, it's 1 day to get him and 1 day back. So pretty much anything but rolling a 3. There's a 1/6 chance of wasting 1 day, a 1/6 chance of wasting 3 days, and everything else is probably about 2 days wasted that you were otherwise not going to deal with. We don't like those boys. I do need to pop some of these sites here because I need to find the pool. So we can't be too crazy. We need to get to it because the pool is worth 2 points to us. So I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna walk. We are going to walk to here. So we are going to hide once, rest once, move to mountain 2. Okay, because we want to hit the mountain. And I'm sorry, the Goblins was day 6. And day 7 is white and black magic in every clearing. And we pull the danger die. Oof. See, yawning. So here's note to self. Yawning while saying danger vaguely blunts the impact of the word danger. Oh God, guys, in danger. It's like, what? Can't be that dangerous. You're falling asleep over there. So what's the monster roll for this? Well, we have dragons and trolls. So on a good note, we're gonna pull these boys off. So these guys come off the vault. These guys come out. And then we go 1, 2. We're gonna hide once, which we did, and then we rest once because we would like to always keep as many chits as possible in the kitty here. But what is this guy? Stink and Lair. Interesting to know. Stink's gonna drag something out. I think we're gonna get a giant. We should do it left to right, like the rules say. So there is now a giant on us. Now giants are rough because unfortunately summon does not have a lot of answers to tremendous. The bear is an answer to tremendous, or the basilisk. So you're literally talking a 1 or a 2. So so 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So yeah, 1 and 3. So you got a 4 in 36 chance. So a 1/9, 11% chance to get something that could kill the giant. Not a great chance, by the way. Tremendous are sort of her enemy. Her nemesis, how's that? Do we want to give it a shot or not? Is that even worth doing? Is it worth the chit to cast? Is it worth the chit to cast? You would have said 2 or a 1. Nah, we're just gonna we're good. We're just good. We'll sit here. And then I think what we do sitting here is I think we're gonna move to deep. Well, we got to draw cards. We're gonna move to Deep Woods 2. We are going to hide, and we're gonna rest. Now, the only thing we should consider that's not the worst. I do think that we might enchant the Deep Woods. Oh, we're stuck on us. There you go. We might enchant the Deep Woods because that's going to put us here, and 6 connects to both. So that's actually a slightly better route for us, I think. So I'm going to move into the Deep Woods first and rest and get all my chits back, and then I'm going to pair up tomorrow and enchant. So let's so end of week 1, we still only have 2 points. Oh, nope, that's not true. Because we have 20 notoriety. So let me mark down our actual scores here. So I have 2 cards, 27 notoriety, 10 gold, which is nothing. No great treasures, no spells learned. But the 27 notoriety is going to give me, or prowess is going to give me 1 point. So she actually did score 3 on this first week. So she is ahead of pace to score 10. Not by a ton. And I can see it might be rough sledding here a little bit in terms of scoring points for her. Seeing as I said, 2 of her points are tied up with the pool. So let's roll. Get 3 more events here. So first, missing person. I don't love it. Second is the Inquisition. So someone else is asking for our donation here. And then Old Bones. So missing person is going to warrant pulling that out. And we pull 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we put 4 of these in a different spot. So I'm going to put these all in different spots. So the first one goes in 2, 3. So Cavern 3. Cavern is that one, 3. One of these is the person. The rest of them are quote unquote clues. Ruin 6. So when we touch a clue, we do a quest phase, we flip it. 6, 6, or 6, 5, so Deep Woods 5. And then finally 1, 4, so Borderland 4. You have to drag the person to a dwelling, and then you get your points. It's 2 points, so that's nice. The Inquisition is kill a demon or imps. Only order any item with black magic or a type 5 or 8 spell. Perform a quest phase, wounding 2 asterisks of magic, or tithe 6 gold. You can score up to 3 points. And then Old Bones, random clearing in the crags. 6. I don't know that I made one of these. Again, bad YouTuber. Bad YouTuber. I made gates. I am going to put... I'm just going to take... None of these look like bones. I'll take this prowling shit. And where did I roll for the crags? 6. I'm going to put it in crag 6. So there's the Old Bones. So the crags looks like, you know... The crags, now, she is not suited to do labor. Because labor's move and fight chits. I suppose she can do 4 a day. So she could clear it in 3 days, right? You would end your phase, you would do the 4 move chits, which would all be fatigued, which means if something jumps you, you're screwed because you can't run anymore. She would then rest them all the next day and then do them again the next day. So it would probably take 4 days total to get her those points and then rested and back ready to roll. Not ideal. The Inquisition is nice because she will no longer be enemies with... she'll at least be neutral for the duration. And they won't block battle you either. But it's neutral as far as trading. I don't want you to... So I don't like these events for her exactly, but we're gonna live with it. And where is she going? Well, she's gonna go. She's gonna go to 2. I think doesn't think this changes her moves right now. I don't think this changes her move yet. I think it might change her move tomorrow. And she might, maybe she goes down and hits the crag up and grabs those 2 items in the crag. The Warlock and hit the Old Bones. Now, the Old Bones, it's likely to be something she doesn't want to deal with. So I don't know that I'm super jazzed about that one. So if we look at Old Bones, you roll a die. The 3 of them are tremendous friggin' monsters. 5 and 6 is great. And then 4 is a bone pile, which you have to clear with labor. And like I said, that's something like a 3 to 4 day issue for her. So I don't know that I would even do that. 4 days is a lot of days. to be sitting in that one spot. You will get a treasure potentially. So it'd be a 1/3 chance of something she could absolutely deal with. And then everything else is like, well, not quite. Not quite. So I think instead that she just stays the course here, goes into the deep woods and sees what the deep woods has to offer. So let's roll a monster roll for day 8, and it is spiders. So she's going to end up here. She hides twice. She rests once. Let's hide 2 times. 1. And she does hide. That was a 4. And 2. She hides twice with a 4. So she is hidden. And let's flip these. Bones and Slither 3. So absolutely nothing of interest in here for her. Okay. Everything's sort of in an awkward position, right? I think ideally, right now, for her, she would love to just find something, the altar, off in its own spot. She could just take it, loot it at her leisure. So she's going to spell. And then she's going to move 6. Then she's going to move into the ruin. And then she's going to hide. So because she knows what that tile looks like, she's going to do that. So spiders again. I don't think she gets any spite. Yeah, so she's going to spell X and spell. So she needs to fatigue 1 ritual. Or no, 1 color. So the weird part is she doesn't even fatigue. Because the color fatigues. And since she's not playing a color. So then so this is on 5. So let me pull these off. That's the only awkward thing about the deep woods. So this is on 5. She is on 2. This is here, and then 3 is there. So she's unhidden, effectively. She's going to move to 6, move to here, and then she's going to hide. And she fails. Okay. And she gets smoke and shrine. And I don't think anything's going to appear. I'm not 1,000% sure how the shrine goes for her either. It's 1 in 5 spells, so she doesn't really care about it. It's 2 large, 2 small treasures, so that's not bad. She's going to get $5 and a small treasure here. So here's the treasure location sort of out of the way, right? If you roll a 1 or a demons, I mean, it's a thing, but otherwise, eh. So I think she goes to... She's going to move to 1 and then search to try to find the path to 5. And this is for day 10. We need a monster roll for 10. And it is a 6, so bats. So she goes here. It's going to search. She needs a 1, 2, or 3 to get that. Nope, that's 2. There it is. So she gets ruins 1, 5. There you go. Nothing appears because no bats can come here. And now for day 11, she's going to actually move to 5 and then search. So day 11, monster roll is a 4, so giants and trolls, and she moves here, and then she's going to search 3 times. She needs a 4 or a 1 this time, so a little bit better chance. That's 1. Nope, 2 is a fail. She's got this. No, 3 is a fail. She fails. Nothing appears, but she does not find the dig site. Okay, day 12. Searching 4. Monsters are 4 giants and trolls, and 4 or a 1, and she does get a 4. So what happens? She pops the dig site. Bring that down to her. So she's going to score. Oops, search. She's going to score dig site. That is 1 point, $5. And she pulls a small treasure from the rando treasure deck here. And she's going to get the gloves of strength. Now, a little pointless for her. But, I mean, it is what it is. She will certainly keep them for now. Turn in the digs, and she's done. Pull another card, and she gets a rescue. So she's good there. And that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I think she's going to pop the rescue. So that means she rolls a 5. So that's 7. So the top bash car is captured. And she's going to put it on the giants. So she takes a rescue chit and puts it with the giants. So that is her third card point. She has 15 gold, which is 15 short of getting a gold point. So she did get a treasure, but this treasure is a little bit wonky for her. The gloves of strength are great. But let's face it, she does not have a weapon. She does not have a weapon that she is wielding. You can only do negligible star damage anyway. And the only thing she can do is open the vault now with these gloves. They are worth technically 3 notoriety, or 5 if she sells them to the order, which she could do, and that would get her close to that. So she could indeed do that. I should add that to the Inquisition, by the way. Sell the order any treasure with their fame on it. That would be a good victory point. Makes sense. And I do think it would be a good use of her time to move to the chapel. She can perform a quest phase and a single trade phase. I don't think that's a bad use of her time, because that is a point at least. That is a point. That is potentially 8 gold. That is 5 prowess. I mean, that's a pretty good haul ultimately. So I think we're going to do that. So that is for day 13. What's the monster roll for day 13? It is 5, so spiders. A lot of spiders and imps. And then we're going to move twice. We're going to perform the quest phase, wounding 2 magic asterisks, wound and wound. So that does get her the Inquisition point. She does trade with these guys, but she gets effectively a no deal result. You do not have to roll to trade. It's a house rule that is simply you have to get something other than trouble to sell to natives that don't like you, effectively. She is enemies with them normally, but because she's pledged to the Inquisition and given them a thing, she's neutral with them until the Inquisition's over. She scored a point, so that's her 4th point, her 4th card point. And that's her 5th overall point. She has 15 gold, so let's mark that on her sheet for sure. So she's about halfway through, and the game's about halfway through, so she's not doing terrible. So the question is, you ended your day at a dwelling. Do you swap out these the locate pull, and the deep diver? And don't get me wrong, if you find the pull, it's great. It's 2 points, pretty much like that. If you can't find the pull, and now keep in mind, she can summon. So actually for her, the pool's great because she can get caught at the pool. She can summon with her time 2 chit that's still fast enough to cast the octopus on her, and that will automatically draw that guy off. Now the problem is if it's the squirrel, for instance, roll 6, and that squirrel gets killed round 1, well then the thing's on your sheet right on the next round. So you do have to be you'd have to cast again. Now she actually has the chops to do so because of her. Well, actually you wouldn't, because you would have fatigued the 2. You'd be done. So at that point, you're sort of stuck. So pretty much she has 1 shot against the octopus if she's caught unaware. So if she's alerted some chits, then she has a little bit more leeway there. So we could just get rid of those. She doesn't have to keep them. And we'd effectively be saying, look, I'm going to find the pool before the end of the game. And that is very possible that you won't find it, given where we're at. So I say she turns them in. I say this, yeah. I would like to keep them because having 2 things that go to the same clearing is super awesome. It's just, I don't know where that clearing is. And now she gets 2 boons, which I am not a fan of either. So she gets danger sense, so she has a free alert, and sudden insight, which is a auto succeeds search. So when she's trying to find something, she finds it instantly. So let's look at that in relation to where she's at. I wish she had guide. I would find the crag path in the crag, and that would save me a day getting the warlock. Like I can walk up. Although this is dicey, you would actually be better off finding this path, because it's so long. Danger sense. A free alert is totally pointless. So pointless. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's 1 or 2 times it's super great, but when it's not super great, it's sort of pointless. So we have to figure out what the plan is. I mean, what I could do is you could just walk through the ruins into the deep woods, go pop that missing persons poster there and see if it turns up anything. Walk your way into the mountains, do your hide discover of the Bashkar, and get him. And so then you pulled off your rescue, and he'd be your buddy. I mean, and he's sneaky with you until you leave the clearing. And then when you come back, he acts as a native, a hired native. But um, then I mean, you could, if you really, really wanted to, you could go pop the vault. I mean, I don't know that that's ever going to be safe because there's so many bad rolls in there. You could pop the vault instantly with your gloves and loot that damn. You have sudden insight. You pop it, you loot that 2 or 3 times. Maybe get your great treasure, but you get your rescue, so that's a point. That's 6 points. Maybe you find one great treasure in the vault, so that's 7 points. In theory, you would have one more thing to give the Inquisition if you found a large treasure, because I think it's what? Donate a large treasure also? Nope, any item. Any item. The soldiers want a large treasure. And so I suppose you could on the way back try to hit that up, grab yourself a large treasure because that's the only thing in the vault are large treasures, and then give that to the soldiers for your other point, and that would have scored you, 2 points effectively. And then you're stuck at 7. At that point, you have a whole new set of cards. Would be my take. Okay. Well, all right, let's write it day 14 then. I'm not going to stay here another day. I think we're going to bolt out of here. 1, 2, 3. How we doing on chits? We're down 2 chits because we had to wound them. That sucks because that's 4 rests. It's not 2 rests. But we're okay for now. I think we're going to leave this enchanted because we're going to walk through. We want to get to there. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can still run from bats until they flip on us, but that's they would have to do that. And then tomorrow, your quest, you have to hide to go into the giants. So sure, 1, 2, 3. We'll do move to 6. Move. Deepwood 6, and then we're gonna hide. Let's roll 2 monster dice for day 7. It's 4 and 2, so giants, trolls, serpents, demons. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And we're hiding once. We're not hidden. Bats don't appear. Well, hold on. We got 2 things. We got bones. That's going to draw a giant. and slither. Okay. Now you are stuck there. And I think we're just going to play to run out. So we are done. And that is day 14. So not the best move there, because that's going to cost us effectively half of a day. We have to leave, hide, move back in. So our day, well, 15, but we have to draw events. So we're going to draw 3 more events. So first thing is the King Soldiers is done, actually. So that one we can't score any points on. Good to remember that. So we get 3 more of these. We get a wood sprite, deep woods 6. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because you're right there. In fact, I'm pretty sure the giant was guarding that sprite. So that's the first one. Second one is deliveries. And the third is a bat bounty. All right. It's not going to change what we need to do. We do need to move 2. We do need to hide. We do need to move back into the giant. And we do need to search now for the sprite. So on day 15, what is the monster? The monster is a 5. So spiders, again, we got a lot of spiders going on. We go here, we hide, we hope. We do not hide, and so we move back in and we are blocked. And we're going to run back out. Done. Unfortunately, that just means, well, day 16. The nice thing is, easy day to write. The bad thing is it's a repetition of day 15, and that means we are killing time. What is it? It's serpents and demons. So we're going to get snakes in here too. So we leave. Now we hide. We do hide. And we come on back in. And these serpents roam to us, and the big one appears. He does, right? Did we pull the big one? Where did we put him? Oh, we missed. We totally missed. We missed the deep woods. I was like, yeah, right there. No, what are you doing? You dropped him early. Okay, that's. I'd rather him be over there. So okay. I mean, we're hidden here, so that's good. And we do get a search, by the way, before he shows up. So let's do the search. It's a peer, 3, 2, or 1. If we get the no, well, okay. So done. Okay. This sprite is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get, it seems, isn't it? I think it's worth it, but we are burning days here. So, and these are peers, not locates. So So let's do our peers. The nice thing is 3, 2, or 1 should get us these paths here. So we need a monster roll. 3, so goblins. So that's okay. We're going to hide first, and we need this to work. And we do. Now we do 3, 2, or 1 peer. Bam, got it. First one. So we have the wood sprite as a buddy now. And that's going to score us those wonderful buddy points. So we score the wood sprite. So that's another score. That's a 5th point of cards, 6 point overall. So that's good. That's if you're going to do that on day 17. And we now have a choice because that sprite has some rewards potentially for us. We could learn a type 3 spell. We release her immediately, learn a type 3, and convert up to 2 chits to magic 3 chits. I'm all for it. We have to convert at least 1 if we do it, because you have to be able to cast the spell that you are going to learn. So I'm all for it. We got a lot of type 2 chits. And we could just convert 1 or 2 chits. And I don't know that super matters. It's a half point, so it's worth the spell. The sprint is not terrible either because it's a one-time move, right? Cannot be auto-hit by anything. Can tie up any creature, right? It's a great little combat buddy. But I think the spell is worth the half point. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the type 3s right there. So there's our type 3s. I'm going to put them here. I'm going to shuffle the hell out of them. I'm going to pull a spell, and then we'll see what we convert. Our spell is Bewilder. So Bewilder is all monsters are unable to change tactics for the rest of the battle. It's only monsters. It's not natives. I certainly don't mind that. Could be useful against some things. It's not super, like, it's not like, oh, I want this to cast the heck out of it. I feel it barely matters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this and this. So I don't think I have a type 3/5 chit in my repertoire. Maybe I do. Good question. Let me pull out a character who has a custom chit. I know that the Chevalier does. So let me search. I will pull out. So here's my custom chit move M3. Let me copy it and paste it. Let's see what we got custom here real quick. You can't see my sheet. Characters. I do have a type 5. Well, there you go. So we're going to put that here. Import that. And we do not want to update all of them. So there you go. There's my type 3/5. So we're going to replace this chit with that one. I suppose I could have done that to this chit. And we're going to, oops, that is now a magic. Magic 3/5 star. And then for this is going to be a magic 3 star. Now that, my guess is, oh, we have one. There you go. And there you go. We come and we replace. Done. So I'm going to, yeah, okay, so there you go. And then these just sort of go away because we've converted them. So we've got our spell. That is one spell. So we're going to put that on her scoreboard there. And that is worth a whopping half a point. And that brings her total to 6.5. Terrible, not great. The wood sprite now goes away because she is done. That's permanent. I can just delete those. Done. Okay, so there you go. That's where we're at. We have Bewilder. We got her. Nothing else happens, I do not believe. We also... I suppose I want to get that still. So it will be 2 moves. So it's move and move to 5. So we would move to 5. So there you go. We'll do a quest and we'll do a hide. So maybe that's the one. It's a 1/4 chance to just be the one that we need. And it's day 18 already. So this week is burning by pretty good. Aside from my long pauses and yawns and one. So we're going to pull dragons, which might actually pull some different crap here. No, slither, probably. So we go here. We pull the quest marker. It is a blank. Technically, we would keep it. But we're not going to get the money for doing that in a single player. And then we're going to hide. So we're going to pull this and hide. We do hide. And then Slither is going to pull that guy. Where are you? There you go. Right there. So, okay. I think we're going to hide, move to the rescue, and do a search. And we'll use insight, theoretically. So see if that flies for day 19. Monster roll for day 19 is dragons again. The hide roll is the important one. So we're going to hide. Nope, we're not going to hide. So we're going to walk right in there. Dragons are going to appear. So the slither brings this guy. And we have to run at the end of the day. They're all time 4s is the fastest. So we're going to end up here. That just kills our day pretty much. So we're going to move to 5. We need to hide. We're going to move to the dragon. Ugh. And then move to the rescue. So we're all basing it on one hide roll again, unfortunately. But that ate a day, and that sort of stinks because that's a bad. We are getting to that that point in time where it's like, well, you're doing fine, but how do you win the game? 1 again, so more dragons, not really, but so we walk away to 5. We are now going to not hide again, and we walk back in and get blocked again. And we're going to run out again. Okay. I mean, I hate to say it, but now it's day 21. And we're going to do the same damn thing, I think. Even though, I mean, I could do two, but it's I mean, we can't. It's the difference between making a single hide roll and two hide rolls. The Inquisition is over. The wood sprite is done. We do still have bones. I mean, we're not. The chance of us making delivery is tiny, but we're gonna do it. Keep it. Oh, why'd I shuffle that? That was dumb. So 1, Hermit. 2, Storm is coming. That stinks a little bit on the last week. Let's see when the storm is. It's 4 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So on day 26, we'll put a ghost there. By the way, these guys are back. They've been back for a while. I just neglected them. And then the final card is the Lost Shaman. So let's put the Hermit out and the Lost Shaman. The Hermit is in the Crag 6. These are all shuffled now because I am super clever. Hermit and the Shaman. So the Hermit is in Crag 6. Which, hell, I should have just gone to be quite honest with you. I mean, all that stuff in the Crag. And then finally, the Lost Shaman is in Crag 3. Right? Nope, Deep Woods 5. Okay, no. Funnily enough, I'm lost in the Deep Woods too, bud. So there you go. We're doing the same thing, only now we'll pick the Shaman up. So a little bit of luck there for her to counteract some of the really crap luck. Oh, and technically, though, I mean, we should. That's true. Technically, on day 21, we did pull these off. So I do need to roll. I do need to do one more thing. So the 1 die was a 1. The danger die was a 1. So there you go. So these come off, and then this one comes back on. And then the snake never moved. So it's 1 dragon less. You're welcome. So for the next one, in the next day 22, we get goblins. So we're going to run back there. We pick up the shaman, who is quickly going to find out that this is a bad idea traveling with us because we don't hide again. And then we're back, and then we run out. I'm going to be super bummed if this is how we stall. Serpents and demons. We run out. We hide-ish. Nope, done. Oh my god. Yes, I know. I could do 2 hides. I totally understand this. At this point, I'm just angry. Oh my god. Man, you are totally bumming me out. You know what? We are rolling this. We're ride or dying this move. I am we're gonna get caught. There's no way we're gonna be sheltered. We're gonna be in the rain, in the deep wood, running from dragons and snakes. It is 5, so spiders are coming. We move here. Do we hide or not? We do hide this time and then end up here. And we are done. And that's good. Now, we couldn't do what we wanted to do. Our first move was actually great because we would have popped this guy instantly and then walked out. And that would have been a good move in that case. In this case, not quite as good. Um, but that's okay. I think I'm going to cheat. I think I'm going to have alerted this chit and fatigued it, and that's fine, to play this and drop that off. So that gives me a card. So sacrifice something at the altar shrine. It's a large treasure, though. Altar shrine, monastery, chapel, whatever. Okay. So here's the problem. Keep in mind when we originally had planned this. Day 19. So we have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. That loses us the game. The inability to not roll a 6. So there's a 30%. So to roll 6s straight, there's a 30% chance to roll a 6. So it's 0.3 to the 6th power. So 0.3, and yes, I'm doing this on a calculator, to 6 power is 0.000729. So 7 to the 10 to the negative 4. So 0.07%. Really? Wow, that's a lot of not percent right there. This is why, by the way, the whole gambler's fallacy thing, where you bet on like roulette, and every time you lose, you just double your bet so that you will then win back your bet, ultimately will bankrupt you because streaks happen. This shouldn't have happened. I should have on day 19 or 20 or thereabouts been good to go. And that would have given me a whole week to execute the rest of the plan. Now I have 4 flipping days to execute the rest of the plan. So I am not super jazzed about this at all. So what is the rest of the plan? I mean, unfortunately, if we're hidden, we have to search this guy. We just have to search for this dude. So the rescue is going to be a point. Let's assume we hide and search. I mean, as though that's worked for us. Well, we don't have to search because we have insight. So if we just hide once, we can search. We'll pop sudden insight. So that's 7.5 points. That's 1 point. At that point, we move where and do what? So danger sense is gone, and we have sacrifice now. Let's make sure we know that. Do we know where to sacrifice? Where's the shrine? It is way back. It's here. That is not cool, man. Because I don't want to walk through all that shit. Because the Inquisition is over, they're back to being angry, so screw them. The best I can do, the easiest place I can get to would be to walk down to the soldiers if I need to turn something in. I don't think exploring is viable with 4 days left. I think you're sort of stuck with what you got on the board. I do have the shaman in tow, so I do need to turn him in. So you're talking rescue for 7.5, shaman for 8.5. Is there anything else we can do to grab a point? Is there anything else we can do? I mean, the hermit's up there, which sucks. It's all not here. Oh, this storm. Jesus Christ. What day is it? It's day 24. Oh, jeez. So we have 2 days to get to shelter. So this has to be a day. We head into the borderlands. We can get another point. So this is okay, actually. So it on day 24, well, day 25, I'm sorry, we're writing 25. So that's not cool. We are writing 25 today. So day 25, if I can get to here, tomorrow I can run into the cave. And if I don't get chased out of the cave, which unfortunately is highly likely, or I do not have to run into the cave because the Lost City counts. So if I can just get to here, by the end of day 26, then I will have scored another point. So let's say the rescue is 7.5, the shaman's 8.5, weathering the storm is 9.5 points. But I will only have 2 days, and I have to get to the house. So there's not a great deal of time. And if I have to end my day, I have to end day 26 here. So let's think about that. Okay. So I think I've got at least a shitty plan. So obviously today we have to hide and we have to search. That's fine. Down here, we have to have hidden, is my guess, and we have to do something, and we have to move to 3, to the Lost City. So that's that. Right? So we have to end up in the Lost City. Okay. And so the question is, I say, yes, I say you do so you do use insight here. You should do you should not roll until you have to roll. You hide once, you pop insight, you move, and I think you move to BL2. Right? I think you end up in BL2. So move. So you're there. Then you hide, you move to the Lost City, and then you can search for the vault. And if you find the vault, you can pop it at the very least, since you have to end your day there. And this gets you storm. Then you have 2 days to get back to civilization. You can't do it. Shit. You just can't quite make it. You can't make it. Because you're coming out of the cave, you can't hide move because you're stuck in the goblins at the end of day 28. So yeah, 26 is here. Sorry, 26 is here. 27 would end you here, and then 28 would end you here. You can't go through there. So what you have to do is you cannot end up in the Lost City. You have to just move and move to BL6, I believe, is what it is. And you just have to make a naked move there so that you can hide, move to the goblins, and then finish by moving to the house. And obviously, I'll rewrite these as they come, but that is the stupid plan, to be as close as possible to actually scoring points. But I think the best you can do is 9.5 at this point, unless we can see anything else. And that's a big assumption that that monster roll doesn't drag a bunch of shit into your, when you're in the borderlands there, if you get dragged into, you're stuck anyway. Ugh, I don't love it. I don't love it at all. There's no way to go there. I think this is it. So okay, so we got day 25. Let's make a monster roll for 25. 2. So it's serpents and demons. And we do need to make this hide roll, or else this is all done. We do. So there you go. We pop the rescue. So we have discovered this. So hold on. I'm going to burn sudden insight. So you come down to me. We score rescue. So that is a point. So 6, and that gives us 7.5 points. We end up here hidden. We can delete this chat. Serpents and demons appear, which is nothing here. That is the good roll. So that's good. And now we're on to day 26. Now day 26, so sudden insight and rescue are both gone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't locate the altar and ancient scroll. So, I mean, that's not going to help us this last bit here. So we're at 7.5. Let me save this scoreboard so you can see it. So sudden insight and rescue become locate altar. And what the hell happened? Oh, scrolls, ancient scrolls. Which is you pop a visitor. So I'm going to take a visitor. Any old visitor is fine. I get to put a visitor on the map. The shaman's with me. I will put. Does anyone? I'll put the shaman is with me already, so that doesn't really matter. I will put the scholar at the house just because. And so now we have to make, this is the killer. We have to make a naked move into the cave. And that's going to score a storm as long as we don't get chased out of there. So let's roll, hoping actually for another 2. I wouldn't mind a 2. A 3, that is the shit roll right there, because what's going to happen is we're going to move, and then what's going to happen is we're going to get both these guys and the sword goblins. So that is not a winner. That is a loser. We are not hidden at all. And we're going to have to run out of dodge using our time 2 chip, which is actually going to fatigue, and our Bashkar is dead. Let's just call this what it is. We left him to die. So he is dead. We are not sheltered at the end of the day because we are not in a cave. We're between 2 clearings. Yeah, I suppose maybe technically you have both clearings since but we don't. You're not sheltered. You were running. Let's face it. That was the risk. So now we have to fatigue a D6. Asterisk. Let's see what that is. It's a 3. Oh, we had to fatigue one anyway, so we fatigued that move. I'm going to fatigue 1, 2, and 3. So, oof. How did we wound another chit? I don't exactly remember how that happened. I do not exactly remember what happened there. But whatever, I'm okay. It barely matters now. So now that move is sort of bogus. So for day 27, we are going to end up. So we have to move to the vault. That's great. At this point, frankly, uh, you can't go back in there. So at this point, I think you search. Maybe you hope to find 2 great treasures, as a for instance. Just totally luck out, and you can at least salvage. So you're just looking at this point for sort of a lucky. The other thing you could do, but it's super dicey now, is hope for a super tremendous summon roll going in there. But again, I don't think that's a winner either. So we're just gonna search for the vault. And because we can run, I suppose, so we're gonna move to the vault and search. Sort of where we're at. And so it's day 27. We'll move the ghost with us. The ghost storm. Let's get a monster roll. 4. So, jeez. So these monsters are just chasing us down, man. So we move there. We have 3 searches. Maybe we find the vault on the first one, and we actually get 2 loots into the vault. So you know what? That's cool. Nope, our first roll is a 6. So nothing and 4. So we do get the 4th treasure here. It is the Glimmering Ring, 1 spell. We're going to take it. This troll's going to show. And then we're sort of screwed. And then at that point, I'm going to run, which is going to put me in the middle. And then my last day is going to be running and getting blocked pretty much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the vault, and I'm going to record 3 searches again just in case. And on day 28, I get 2 rolls, and maybe one of them's a 4, and he'll come off the board. One of them is a 4, and he does come off the board. So that's actually cool because he won't block me now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, run into there. I'm going to loot 3 times. So I get to the 3rd card. It is the golden armband, which is cool. I mean, no, not an issue, but it's not, that's 1 loot. 2 loots. Oh, that's too bad. 3 loots is nothing. And the troll comes back, by the way, and we have to run again. And that's pretty much how we end our game. So even if we take the 8 prowess for half of their notoriety value, that is only 35, so we're not going to score a second point. And frankly, that is her score right there. What you see is what you get. She scores 7.5. I don't think it was a bad game. I think I just got hosed right here. This was pretty much it. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She lost effectively a whole week just trying to maneuver through here to here. From Deep Woods 5 to Mountain 2. She got stuck. That's it. So fun. I like the character. I wish there was a few more type 2 spells to give her a tiny bit of variety. There's really not enough type 2 grays that are viable. I mean, she could take stones fly, but I mean, really? I think she actually took a great slate of spells. Warpwood, that's the only time I've ever seen Warpwood used. And it was used to great effect. So I liked it. I generally liked her. I think, like I said, I think if with 1 or 2 more type 2 spells of note. And the other thing she could have done, keep in mind, and I didn't do it, but she could have done it, was utilize that summon more as a utility. Because she could fly and possibly walk the woods with it, given a good enough roll. So something to think about next time with that summon. If I want to go, I'm going to get to here. I could she could have popped summon one night, flown here, hopefully got the roll, and then walked in and completed those missions, right? So nonetheless, I don't think it was a bad game. I think it actually was a good game. She fell a little short, but frankly, if you lose a week, then 7.5 is about what you score in 3 weeks. That's sort of what happened. She could, if she sold, could she have even, given what she got? Yeah, she might have scored a gold point had she been able to get down here. So you might have gotten 2 more points. Well, about 9.5. About was her. Once she got stuck up top, 9.5 was, I think, the best she possibly could have done. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, of course. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for those of you that stop by when I stream here. It's all good. I'm looking. I'm probably make a quick 2-minute, 3-minute video at some point, but I am looking for other games to play. I am always looking to capture this experience somehow, and so I'm looking at Euthia, Dark Venture. I'm not a big fan of dungeon crawlers like Gloomhaven. I own it, by the way. It's up there. It's a giant box. You might see it up there. I rarely get it out. It's a fine game, by the way. It's not a bad game. It's actually very well put together. It is a objectively well put together game that I don't love because largely I just, the mechanic is very cardy. I'm not a big fan of card-y mechanics, or I'm not a big fan of deck builders. I'm not a big fan of that kind of Mage Knight kind of play your hand games generally. Prefer dice. I don't know why. But if you know of a game, or you are interested in a game that exists, and we can either get it on Tabletop Simulator, then maybe that's something we can look at. That's it. I'll talk to you all later. Thanks for hanging out for the 2 hours. I will see you sometime later this week.